apologize. Please. No, I apologize. All right. I apologize. I have to be in this place.
Welcome to Watch Mojo. And today we're examining our picks for iconic times when rude and entitled folks at businesses received some sweet justice from a worker in one way or another.
I've never had anyone come at me with a weapon like that, and it was fight or fight.
Number 10, sauce scandal. Restaurant staff have it rough. Not only do they deal with the usual annoyances, but they also get the full brunt of a Karen meltdown every so often. In 2021, one unidentified woman decided to complain to Pizza Hut manager Sweets Williams. However, she wanted a refund on the pie for having no sauce.
But there's no sauce on here. There's not. Who's throwing the sauce?
Except that didn't stop her from consuming a lot of it. Realizing she wasn't getting the red carpet treatment from Williams, the Karen pushed the pizza off the counter onto the manager before attempting a quick getaway.
Damn!
However, Williams was in hot pursuit and continued arguing with her. With Karen threatening to call the police, Williams pushed her multiple times, eventually causing Karen to fall on the ground.
Come, matter of fact, let me call the police myself. Go ahead.
Number 9, Angry Andrew. There's probably no line of work that deals with more terrible customers than retail. So, just for a moment, we can all vicariously live through Andrew as he worked at a Home Depot store. In the middle of arguing, a Karen couple had seemingly asked for a price check on an item, then made a drama when Andrew asked them to take a photo of it.
We asked you to check price. You said no.
I need somebody
I didn't say no.
Yes, you did.
I just said, can you get a picture now? And you made a big deal out of that.
Eventually, the employee hit his breaking point, uttering curse words at the pair. The male Karen then tried to sound responsible, but came across as patronizing as he reminded Andrew that he worked there.
Listen to you, dude. You work here, buddy.
I don't give
Hey,
You see what I'm saying?
With another worker also taking the side of the couple, Andrew was done, and he angrily quit on the spot.
That guy's nuts. He's having a big issue.
Wow.
We just wanted to check a price on something.
Right.
And he just went crazy.
Number 8, boiling points. In 2021, Sandra Albert was having a bad shift at the Massapequa Diner in Long Island, New York. But in one moment, anyone who ever worked as waitstaff got to vicariously live through her when one unidentified man was being a nightmare.
Sandra says the guy was a semi-regular and has behaved rudely before, but this night she tells Allison Hall he really crossed the line.
On top of trying to hand his phone number to underage girls, he repeatedly uttered homophobic slurs. He also called Albert an explicit insult several times. Eventually, she had enough and asked him to leave, stating that no employee wanted to wait on him.
Yeah.
Not wanted. I'm telling you right now.
As he was reluctant, seemingly acting as innocent as possible, she launched into a rant criticizing his terrible behavior. Reportedly, the police were called to the diner. At one point, the man eventually left voluntarily.
You were pretty gutsy, getting your finger up in his face and just really telling him off.
It came from my anger for 5 weeks of seeing his face. I just couldn't stand it anymore.
Number 7, Onehanded Justice. In one viral moment in 2022, Haley Booth became the coolest person on the planet. According to her, a group of people came into the Waffle House she worked at in Austin, Texas, and were rude and demanding.
The people working in those jobs are people too. They work at much slower pay than most people do, and they're literally living barely paycheck to paycheck.
After they were asked to leave, an argument began between them and the staff, leading to a brawl and objects being chucked around.
That water came straight out of the coffee pot, and that water's like 110 degrees.
Oh, wow.
One person flung a metal chair at Booth, who effortlessly caught it with one hand and threw it to the floor, immediately securing her icon status.
If you have ever been to a Waffle House, okay, you know you don't mess with the employees. And I'm not talking about because, one, it's polite, but because you won't win.
After being written up for chucking a sugar shaker at one of the customers, Booth left that restaurant. However, she stated she was blacklisted by the chain from working at other Waffle Houses. Number 6, equal opportunity. Sometimes the best revenge is some amazing malicious compliance. In 2018, the owner of the Pizza Inn in Greenville, South Carolina, Amanda Cartagine, received a complaint from a customer. He approached a staff member and asked them to refill the lettuce section at the salad bar. The manager explained that the employee was autistic and this wasn't part of their responsibilities.
My manager explained to him the situation, privately, and said, look, it's just the staff member, that's not his job, and we've trained him to do this, and there are special circumstances.
Apparently, that wasn't good enough for the man. He suggested a sign warning customers about the restaurant's special needs staff. Cartagena agreed, sort of.
These are like my kids, and it made me angry, but I wanted to do something that was not rude, but got my point across.
Livid at the man's horrid attitude towards her workforce, she placed a sign at the entrance that clarified this was an equal opportunities establishment, that they hired everyone.
She hopes the sign encourages people to be more open-minded.
Number 5, catastrophe. The arrogance of some Karens who think they can do whatever they want and not receive comeuppance is always astonishing. In 2015, one terrible customer had gotten under the skin of an assistant manager at a Chevron station in Salt Lake City, Utah. Her rude behavior caused the employee to refuse her business at the gas pump. After being shown proof that her card hadn't been charged, Karen slapped the manager before trying to make a hasty exit. Unluckily for her, the worker recovered quickly and grabbed the woman, putting her in a picture-perfect headlock as another staff member called the cops, who arrived later and escorted the menace from the business. Number 4, Lyft language. In 2022, driver James Bode's interaction with Jackie Harford scored a ton of praise for handling a bad situation.
An instance of someone doing the right thing in the face of bigotry and ignorance, again, in the moment.
Working for Lyft, Bode picked up Harford from outside her bar, the Fossil's Last Stand, in Catasauqua, Pennsylvania. As soon as she got in, Harford expressed pleasure in Bode being white and a normal guy that spoke English.
Excuse me? You're like a normal guy? Like you speak English?
With that, Bode told her to get out and criticized her comments. The man Harford was with got angry and threatened violence against the driver. He even uttered racial slurs.
No, I'm calling the cops on you, man. Go ahead. It's all on camera. It's all on camera.
What a lovely couple. Sadly, no charges were issued by the cops, but they did condemn the pair's actions. However, Harford's business received many negative reviews online. Number 3, Batman.
Seattle police say they're sorting out 2 conflicting accounts of what exactly happened.
When the pandemic was in its prime, many establishments had rules that required people to wear masks, regardless of vaccine history. But some folks who ignored this have been quick to play the victim when employees react. In 2021, Bobby Dixon and a friend entered Tweety and Pop Hardware in Seattle, Washington. While the friend didn't wear a mask, Dixon claimed he did. However, the video and the staff dispute this. After receiving hostile treatment, Dixon went to re-enter the store to complain to the manager. Instead, he was met with an employee armed with a baseball bat, telling him to leave.
I've never had anyone come at me with a weapon like that, and it was fight or fight, and I was trying to get out of there, and I just kept coming at me.
After a shove resulting in the loss of the bats, a brawl erupted between the two.
Seattle police, they did take a report in which a store employee told them neither man wore a mask and that both men attacked him.
Number 2, Delta disaster. Some Karens are used to throwing their weight around and getting their way. This makes it cathartic when they finally meet an employee who refuses to cooperate with their demands. In 2018, Susan Perez was furious on a Delta Airlines flight at JFK Airport in New York after being placed near a baby.
He's not going to cry the whole time.
She name-dropped her work with then-Governor Andrew Cuomo and threatened the job of air staff Tabitha.
Thank you, Tabitha. You may not have a job tomorrow.
At this point, Tabitha had enough and wanted Perez off the plane. Immediately, the angry passenger backtracked, trying to apologize.
I apologize. Please, no, I apologize. All right, I apologize. I have to be in this fight.
But it was too late, as she was kicked off. Afterward, Perez was placed on leave from her job at the Council of the Arts.
Now Perez's name and image have been removed from the council's official website.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1, Mayhem in McDonald's. Every so often, some people like to abuse systems to score freebies. In 2018, Sabrina Fontalar allegedly tried to get a free soda with a water cup at a McDonald's in Las Vegas, Nevada. This caused her to argue with staff, including Erica Chavoila.
It's too late.
After Fontalar spouted a load of abuse and lobbed a fry, Chavola had had enough of her and approached her. Fontalar threw a milkshake and smacked her with a tray, but nothing stopped the employee who grabbed her, threw her about, and hit her several times. Other staff and customers quickly stepped in to separate the brawling duo. Afterward, Chavola wasn't fired by McDonald's for this action-packed altercation, while Fontalar claimed she was charged with battery. Have you ever had a Karen appear at your work? Let us know below.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.